Okay, so picture this. You're a little kid going to Fredbear's Family Diner. You see these two animatronics up on stage, singing and entertaining the other kids. And then all of a sudden, you see two more animatronics all the way at the corner of the stage that look like this. Do these animatronics even belong to the same restaurant as these ones? And then they got the nerve to call them the 2.0 animatronics. Like, what is possibly better about animatronics that look like this? So anyways, I finally beat 420 mode in the Return to Bloody Nights after a couple weeks, and it was not easy. But real quick, if you don't know what the Return to Bloody Nights is, it's a FNAF fan game where you're hiding from 4 animatronics: Spring Bonnie, Fredbear, Spring Bonnie 2.0, and Fredbear 2.0. Now this may look like a generic FNAF fan game, but the 2.0 animatronics specifically have different mechanics to them, which is much more than simply just closing the door on them, which of course you're gonna have to stay tuned to see. By the way, go check out my full playthrough of the Return to Bloody Nights if you haven't already, link in the description. But without further ado, let's get into it. Yo! Hey guys, it's Alexander from the future here. So I'm going to be voiceovering for this run because I did not talk at all here. I was completely locked in the entire time. So this exact run right here is my winning run. However, do not be fooled. This is after countless attempts to beat this mode within the past couple of weeks since the last time I played this game on the channel. So there's no exact strategy to beat this mode in this game. However, there are slight little tips and tricks that you can use to make the chances of you beating 420 mode a lot better. So first what I do is that I shine my flashlight down the left hall for a very long time. This is because Fredbear 2.0 is down this hall even though you can't see him. I later on learned that shining the flashlight down the left hall actually freezes Fredbear 2.0 in place, where he can't move when you're looking in his direction. I use this to my advantage by staring down the left hall for no more than 30 seconds at most, because after the first 30 seconds of the night is when the other animatronics start to move. I check the Jack-in-the-Box to see if it's there, and usually it's not going to be there if you're staring down the left hall and if your screen isn't facing the front of your office. Also, for this mode, you're only going to want to check cams 7 and 8, that's it. More specifically, you're going to give most of your attention to cam 8. This is because both of the Spring Bonnie animatronics come down cam 8, so you need to be on the lookout for them at all times. Meanwhile, only Fredbear 1.0 comes down cam 7. Fredbear 2.0 doesn't appear on any of the cameras because, as I've already said, he works by emerging from the left hall and inching himself closer and closer to your left office door. So at this point, after a while, I'm going to be checking on cam 8 for Spring Bonnie 1.0 because he's usually the second animatronic to come out after Fredbear 2.0. When Spring Bonnie 2.0 is in his final phase on the cameras before he arrives to your door, I start switching between staring down the left and right hallways a bit for Fredbear 2.0 and Spring Bonnie 1.0. Usually Spring Bonnie 1.0 will come out first, making his way to the right door. I shine my flashlight down the right hall until he comes out and then I close the door. I immediately go over to the left door to check on Fredbear 2.0, and by this time Fredbear 1.0 will have probably made his way to my door. So I'll shine my flashlight down the left hall until he comes, which is usually almost immediately, and then I shut the left door. After a few seconds, Spring Bonnie 1.0 will have left the right door, and then you'll hear a thump out of your right headphone. When you hear that, you open the right door. I'll then check on the Jack-in-the-Box after doing so to make sure it's back in its box. Now I'm going to open my monitor and stare down cam 8 because Spring Bonnie 2.0 is the next animatronic to make its way down my right hallway. And staring at the cameras freezes the animatronics in place, just like with Fredbear 2.0 with the left hallway. Now this next part is very important. I'm only going to open the left door once I hear 2 thumps out of my left headphone, not 1 thump. This is because in the time that the left door is closed on Fredbear 1.0, Fredbear 2.0 has already made his way to my left door as well. So even though Fredbear 1.0 may leave, Fredbear 2.0 will most likely still be there afterwards, and obviously you don't want to open the door on him and risk getting jump scared. Fredbear 2.0 also has a heavier sounding thump noise when he leaves compared to Fredbear 1.0, who has a lighter sounding thump noise. So you will usually be able to tell which one left if you listen very carefully. Now in the time that I'm waiting to hear 2 different thumps on the left door, I'm still going to be staring at cam 8 checking if the Spring Bonnie animatronics are near, while occasionally checking on the Jack-in-the-Box. Now after a while of staring, you'll probably hear 2 thumps by now. Another easier way of telling which thump came from which Fredbear animatronic is that Fredbear 2.0 usually takes much longer to leave than Fredbear 1.0, so you'll probably hear Fredbear 1.0's thump first, way before Fredbear 2.0's thump. Now once they leave, we open the left door, and by this time the Spring Bonnie animatronics are making progress towards our right door, and as I already said, Spring Bonnie 2.0 is going to make the next move. Now once you see an animatronic's face up close covering the whole camera, hiding its face with its hands, that is Spring Bonnie 2.0, and he is in his final phase, and is about to make it to your door very soon. So now you're going to want to immediately shut the right door once you see this, because Spring Bonnie 2.0 doesn't have a door scare, I guess you could call it that. A door scare like the other ones do to let you know they're at your door, so that's why you need to close the right door once you see Spring Bonnie 2.0 all up close to the camera like that, because you don't know when he's going to attack. When Spring Bonnie 2.0 does attack, you'll hear a loud aggressive banging sound, meaning he came to your door. However, you're going to want to wait a few extra seconds before opening the right door again after you hear the banging, because Spring Bonnie 2.0 will linger around your right door for a few seconds after he bangs on it, so if he bangs on your door and you open the right door immediately, he will jump scare you, so you always need to wait a few extra seconds after he does so. Now back to Fredbear 2.0. This singular tip that I learned for Fredbear 2.0 is by far the most useful tip that you will need to beat this mode, and me not knowing this before was the main reason why I kept failing on multiple attempts. So Fredbear 2.0 by far takes the most time to leave out of all the other animatronics, so he can really drain your door power. But this tip that I'm about to give will help prevent your door power from running out. When Fredbear 2.0 is in his final phase and he's directly staring at you in the opening of the left hallway, he will wait there for about 12 to 13 seconds before for jump scaring you if you don't close the door on him at all. So as soon as you see Fredbear 2.0 crouched down outside your left door to stare at you, start counting in your head. Make a mental timer of how long he's going to be there at that door before he jump scares you. So what I did is that in my head, I count to about 9 or 10 seconds and then I close the door on Fredbear 2.0. This will really help you conserve a decent amount of door power. The only exception to where you can't do this strategy to the fullest is if Fredbear 1.0 were to come out right in the middle of you counting the 9 or 10 seconds. In that case, you close the left door right away and make sure you don't open it until you hear 2 thumps from both of the Fredbear animatronics. In the middle of all this, remember that you do want to be checking on the Jack-in-the-Box occasionally. Otherwise, if you don't, the Jack-in-the-Box will come out and stun you by jump scaring you for a few extra seconds. Also, I know this is unrelated, but one of the other times when I was booting the game up, I came across this as an Easter egg, which is what you guys saw in the intro. It was crazy to me because I never even knew that this game had Easter eggs in it, so that really caught me off guard. But yeah, that's just about everything you need to know. The rest of the night is all just random chance, so now you really have to be dependent on yourself. And without further ado, let's cut back to me finishing up this round. I'm gonna edit out some of the boring parts for you guys, and just making cuts of me closing the doors on the animatronics up until I win the game. So yeah.
This place is a prison, and you are trapped inside. The only way out... But in reality, you're already dead.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Finally! Oh yes! 420 mode has been beaten.
I made it. All of this was done in order to find something that even Henry couldn't understand. The last ingredient, something called the spark of life.
What?
The most terrible accidents bear the most beautiful fruits. They
Oh yeah,
serve their
because he's a
lives
sadist.
for a greater purpose. Recreating the accident. That is the duty and honor of science. Reproduce the experiment and get the same results? I gave my whole life to this experiment, piece by piece. The spirit follows the flesh, it would seem.
Where's the 5th
And
child?
also, the pain.
Is
If
it in
I
the
wish to
suit?
become my own immortal creation, my body must lead my spirit to its immortal home. And that time has come. I have finally achieved what I've been waiting for
What's going
for a
on?
long
What is that
time.
growling in the background?
Thought you would kill me this way and finally be free by imprisoning me in this body.
Can you at least tell?
only did me a
Oh
favor.
no, that's William in the
You
suit.
just
Yeah.
gave me a second life that I always wanted to have. I am immortal now, Michael. Running
What?
away will get you nowhere now, my son.
You are not supernatural,
You
bro.
may not recognize me at first, but I assure you, it's still me.
I'm so scared. Well guys, that was 420 mode on the Return to Bloody Nights. Hope you all did enjoy this as much as I did. After like what, 2 weeks I think it was since the last video, I finally beat this dude. It only took me 2 tries today. Only 2 tries. It just feels so unreal, man. Like I've officially beaten all 7 nights in this entire game. Victory is indeed sweet. The Return to Bloody Nights will also be linked down in the description. You guys want to check it out yourselves. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, share, and subscribe if you're new. If you want to see me videos like this, check out my Screen Games playlist description. Join my Discord server, link in the description. But I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.